Hi and welcome to Political Cookie, your political show that subjectively discusses political headlines in South Africa and all around the world. My name is Mapasika Mura. Governor Okorocha of Nigeria's southeast Imo state has erected a whole statue of our beloved President Jacob Zuma. I know you guys are like, what is going on? And I'm also thinking, what is going on? What is happening? What is happening here? So apparently the 1.4 million US dollars worth of a whole statue was erected in honor of Zuma because of his love for education. Because of his love for education. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes. So he was also given a chieftaincy title. A whole road was named after him, and he got an Imo Merit Award, which is the highest award a person of distinguished status can receive. Yeah. So I was wondering, what sensible Nigerian could do this in their right mind? Like, guys, come on. A whole statue of another president who's not actually, very okay. And so, I did a little bit of research into Governor Okorocha to find out that actually, he's quite corrupt himself, hasn't paid his civil servants in a while, salaries dololo, and also he's into, lavish parties. He's that guy who is into the things. He does those things. So his birthday celebration was plus minus 2 weeks. And all these people that he owes our salaries had to stand there and celebrate him and honor him, knowing very well, but my bra, you owe us. So yeah, and it's been very strange. So yeah, no, this is not very surprising. No, I lie, it is. It does not make any sense. I don't understand what is going on here. And that's all I can say. On other news, however, a 19-year-old Wits student jumped to her death. This is sad. So according to Solanis Banda, who was one of the people who was present when this all happened, apparently there were people, on the sidelines shouting, "Girl, jump, you must just jump, you are an attention seeker, so just go ahead and jump." And then there were other people, of course, trying to convince her not to jump. A detective was called, and apparently that made the situation even worse. And, in terms of, all the people yelling, "Jump, jump, jump." And I'm just thinking that maybe our society has become so accustomed to pain that we are now numb to a cry for help. Yeah, I'm just thinking about my experience with that series, 13 Reasons Why. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a Netflix series. And, my experience was, my reaction was, what, Hannah is she's too weak. And that's why she committed suicide. She went through a whole lot of things. She was raped. She was bullied. And finally, she was just like, and she killed herself. And my reaction was literally like, it's a big deal, but I feel like you could have overcome it. Because a friend also got raped, but she didn't kill herself. And I'm just thinking, maybe we don't understand what other people can take and what, especially if you haven't experienced their pain, it's so easy to judge and just be like, nah, man. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I was quick to judge Hannah because that was not my experience. And so I was just like, nah, girl, this is not too big a deal. But sometimes we don't understand people's pain, and so we take it for granted. Not saying that suicide is okay, but just saying maybe we need to be more empathetic to things that people are crying out about, and not just be like, that is not too big a deal, that is not too much. And also I think maybe in terms of varsity students, there's so much depression within varsity students. And I think that if maybe, the setup of high school and the culture of high school was similar to university, maybe, the shift wouldn't be too crazy, too emotionally, physically draining on us. Because I feel like it's just, the move is too crazy. Like, socially, it's crazy. And you're trying to figure out who you are, where you fit in, not in terms of I want to fit in, but in terms of what is my contribution in this world? What is my contribution in this world? And how does it fit into this bigger puzzle? And so I feel like if high school was of almost a similar standard of responsibility, then depression wouldn't be so high. So I think if high school students are more responsible and socially it was similar, then yeah, depression would maybe go a little bit lower. So note for Minister of Higher Education, the new Minister of Higher Education. So yeah, rest in peace to the girl, and yeah, no, this is sad, but I hope that we can be in safe enough spaces to speak about what we're dealing with. I hope so. On international news, however, yes, more sad news, unfortunately. A Maltese investigative journalist, Daphne Caruana Galizia. Yes, she was bombed. She got into her car and she was bombed. This lady was a veteran. She was boss in terms of investigative journalism. She's literally the best investigative journalist in the whole of Malta. So she took on everybody, ministers and politicians. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Politicians, everybody who was very she took them on, and she reported on the crime and corruption in the country. Attacks on her life started back in 1992. So she has been enduring, this lady. She had been enduring before she died. She was literally boss. I will repeat that. She was literally boss. And apparently she's the 28th journalist to be killed this year for her work. So it's crazy that, the Bill of Rights talk about freedom of expression and, the freedom of media. But that's not the case. You still have these politicians, because of their greed, because of how power hungry they are, they will still manage to shut people up who stand for justice and who stand for non-corruption, who stand for non-crime. And it's just like, this is just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting that this is still going on. And like, instead of focusing on how terrible those human beings are, how they are the scum of the earth, literally the scum of the earth, we'll just honor this lady and how amazing of a journalist she was. And I just hope that her legacy lives on, not just in Malta, but all around the world, and how brave she was, how bold she was. And that's something we could learn from her, I think. So, you're amazing. Yeah. Moving on the side note, on the side, our lucky word today is definite purpose. So definite purpose is essential to any journey, especially when you're trying to get somewhere. I feel like you need to be clear about what your goal is. You need to be clear about the reason why you are doing what you're doing, and you want to get to where you want to get. Now just think about my own goals and how very clear and big and scary they are. Yeah, but I feel like when you're not clear, that's kind of confusing to the powers that be. Yeah, because the Bible says, ask and it shall be given unto you. So you need to be really, really clear, because then if you're not clear about where you're going, then the plan will be, how can there be a plan if you don't know exactly where you're going? So I feel like we all need to get clear about where we're going. I was just watching like a video diary of myself, from a while ago, 2015. Yes, it was a 2015 video of myself. Yes, a diary video. And I was talking about how there was this thing that I wanted to do, and I was on my way to doing it. So I had prepared. And I was very sure. I'm like, this is the thing. And in the video I speak about how, I shouldn't look back and be like, oh my gosh, I never really get what I want. Because I was so sure I was going to get this, and I'm like, I've prepared. This thing must happen. And just to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I actually got that thing done. And actually, like right now, that thing is actually a part of my past. But, at the time, it was so important to me. I'm like, I want to get this thing, and I got it. And definite purpose is essential. And I hope that we are all on like a similar journey to somewhere, to some definite purpose. And it would be exciting to at some point, you know, come on the show and be like, oh my gosh, I had this goal, and it is done. It is done. Like, I got it. And, you know, to hopefully hear your experiences as well. That, you know, you had a definite goal and yeah, it is ticked off the list. You are done. You are done. Yes! So definite purpose and the reason why you want to do that thing. The clearer you are, the better the roadmap to where you want to go. Yeah. And if you divert and if you fail somehow, then you know, like, I can get back this way because I know where I'm going. So yeah. Yeah, that has been Political Quickie for this week. My name is Mapasika. Stay awesome, stay amazing, stay alive, stay happy. Use your talent to serve humanity. I love you guys. See you next week.